So, therefore, what we did was we gathered. Unfortunately, Andrew and you, Doug, and a number of people came down to Laulani Park. We made signs as we were making lays. We had to make lays and make signs. At the same time, when the signs were ready, we took them walking with some materials to show, that we weren't standing against the entire event or the culture that it represented, but that we did want to show that there was a problem. And so the sign said, respect Hawaiian culture, real Hawaiian culture, things like that, and called Mayor Carlisle out on his actions, which we did not feel were appropriate for a person supposedly holding even de facto power. So we walked around, we educated people, we had some good talks with folks who were interested to know what was going on. We actually got a really good reception from the lay committee and all of those things. Then Mayor Carlisle went up to speak, and he talked about Hawaiian culture and how great it was, and I actually have his speech transcribed, but I'm afraid that I may get sick to my stomach if I read it. It's pretty bad. And how much we owe the Hawaiian culture, those kinds of things. And so...
Okay, just makes me want a cigarette.
Stay healthy, stay healthy.
Sorry.
And I blew a poo at a respectable distance, at a respectful distance, blew a poo, a conch shell, to voice that there was dissent without interrupting anything. And then afterward, after he was done speaking, we went and looked for the mayor because we wanted to ask for the banner back. I was hoping that I could fulfill my word, my sacred word, and get that painting, those paintings, back where they belonged in time for the event, the very important event that was about to unfold. So my only recourse in attempting to do that was to attempt to speak with the mayor. To put it mildly, I was not allowed to do so. Almost. Doug and I, and with you folks, right nearby, but in order not to be disruptive, only Doug and I actually went through the aisle of folks to try to reach the mayor. And we're stopped by the police and told to leave. We were told that we couldn't go through. I asked why. I did point out that he is a public official in a public place, and I'm a member of the public, last I checked. And I didn't really understand. They didn't give me an explanation for why I wouldn't be allowed to speak to him. I asked if there was a TRO or something, and they said no. They didn't even tell me that he had asked for me not to speak to him, which, honestly, if they had said that he had personally asked that I not speak to him, then I probably would have sent a message back asking when would be a convenient time, because I need to, I'm just trying to get the banner back. Right, I would have respected him, and I did respect him the whole time. I showed respect to him, I should say, yeah. And so we, we were asking questions of the officers in that manner. We were told we had to leave. We were accused of causing a disturbance, although, I don't believe that was true whatsoever. When we were told to leave, we came to a stalemate. I couldn't, they were pointing out and telling go that way, and there was no ethical way, especially with no explanation, no anything. There's no ethical way I could submit to an unjust, unlawful request to do so.
Request or order?
It was an order.
Exactly.
Yeah, I believe. I don't know whether it was a request or order. They didn't actually make that clear. I believe it would have been more clearly an order if they had told me, if you don't go that way, you will be arrested. However, no such thing was ever said, nothing like that. I instead went into prayer. I lowered my head, and eventually I lowered my whole body because I didn't want to block anyone, and went into a Hawaiian prayer. They interrupted my prayer and made false accusations, which are on the video, and they're clearly shown to be false accusations on that same very video. Since that wasn't working out, and they were insisting that I leave, and some folks there who made it pretty clear that they wanted that one side of Hawaiian culture to be shown, the leis, the music, the flowers, and not anything negative or disturbing, which unfortunately is a very real part of our Hawaiian situation right now. What they did was they kind of complained to me, and so because even if I disagree with people, I want to honor the fact that they don't like something. So in order to avoid a disturbance, I moved through the aisle, through a walkway, a narrow walkway between the pews, what do you call them, benches, yeah, and simply sat down where other members of the public were sitting watching the event. And for that, I was arrested.
Under charges?
You off,
yeah, they carried me off by one arm and one leg, so it twisted my back, messed up my neck. They sprayed my wrist. They tried to do this rather silly and not well done, I may add. I'm not even a martial arts expert, but I can tell you right now I could have done better. Pressure point technique to try to, I don't know, basically as a torture mechanism, just to basically...
That is on the video with 3 officers actually grabbing your arm at one time.
Yeah. So they did a pressure point thing where they pressed into the nerve in order to disable my hand from moving. So my arm was disabled for about a month. I had to go to quite a bit of therapy for that, which I really appreciate any of those officers volunteering to pay for. That would be really nice as Hawaiians, especially you Hawaiian brothers. Take responsibility, like your kupunas should have taught you. Take responsibility for your actions. Yeah, and so
officially, what were the charges for that?
So the charge, which it took a very long time to get them to say, was for disorderly conduct, and apparently they're saying that I created a disturbance. When, from what I saw, I think the ones creating the disturbance were actually them. Yeah, I think it's pretty clear.
And so you're saying and that's the thing, we have all this evidence, to support your case, and you're not trying.
Yeah, so we're very prepared to go to trial. We were prepared today, but again, the state was not prepared. They did not have their witnesses, any of their police witnesses show up. Not one of them did, and I did put out a Facebook request to, in case any of them are watching, or tuned in, that if they could please make sure to attend, because we really don't like to pull people down here out of their time. It costs them real money to be here when they're working, and things like that. And so, you know, it would be much more courageous, appropriate, and prono if they would simply show up for the case, because we are very, very ready to go to trial.
Okay, when, for people watching, when is that?
That's
Again?
September 19th.
Wednesday.
Yeah, Wednesday the 19th, September 19th at 1:30 p.m.